What's up guys, I'm back with another Minecraft tutorial. Here in this one, I'm going to be showing you how to build this traditional suburban style house. So the first floor has a living room, a kitchen, and a dining room space, as well as the space where the garage is. Then the second floor has a bedroom, 2 bathrooms, a small living room space, and an office. Then the attic space has another bedroom and bathroom, as well as a closet. So if you want the house itself, as well as all the landscaping along the outside, then you'll just need to pay attention to the outer rectangle space. So from left to right you'll need 50 spaces, and from front to back you'll need 60. Now if you want just the house itself and none of the extra landscaping around it, then you'll just need to pay attention to the square in the middle. So from left to right you'll just need 43 spaces, and from front to back you'll need 40. Now one last thing to pay attention to is the space in between the lines, which is just an extra space that goes out further than where the house itself is, so all the extra space for where the landscaping will be. So up at the top is the extra space for where the landscaping at the backside of the house will be, so you just want to make sure you can still count 3 spaces of grass in between the 2 yellow lines. And now towards the left, you just want to make sure you can still see 6 spaces of grass in between the 2 yellow lines there. And now, down towards the bottom is the space where all of the landscaping at the front side of the house is going to be. You still just want to make sure you can count 15 spaces of grass in between them. So I went through and gathered up all the blocks we're going to be using here in part 1. So here in this first video, we'll probably be able to mark out all of the walls for the first floor of the house. So you just want to make sure you have some grass blocks, andesite wall, quartz pillar, smooth quartz blocks, and smooth quartz stairs, some light gray terracotta, white concrete, white stained glass panes, stripped dark oak logs, and stripped dark oak wood, dark oak planks, dark oak stairs, dark oak fences, and dark oak trapdoors, then the iron trapdoors, anvils, tripwire hooks, then the bricks, and some granite. So as you can see, I'm going to be starting here at the front side of the house. Make sure you have the grass blocks, and what we're going to do first is just add the extra layers of grass that the house will actually be sitting on. As you can see at the original build, we have the garage all the way down to the bottom layer, but the house itself is raised up by 2 layers of grass. So what I'm going to do is go here to the corner where we marked out the plot for just the house itself. So just right here at the corner, I'm going to work my way across the front towards the right by 29 spaces with the grass blocks. So just right here across the front, I have a strip of 29 spaces of the grass. Now let's go back over here to the left where we started it off. So we'll go right behind it and just work your way towards the back. You just want to place an additional 28. So now what we could then do is just connect these together so that we shape out a square right here. So I'll go ahead and just bring this straight across until I'm just lined up over there at the other side. And then I'll go ahead and just connect these together. Now I'm going to add a second layer right on top of that, and then we'll go throughout the middle and just fill in all of the space. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, we can now start going through and marking out where all of the walls for the house are going to be. So I'm just back up here at the front side of the build. I'm going to switch to the andesite. I'll look over here to the right. Just go right here within the corner of where we marked out where the house itself is going to be. I'm going to place 2 andesite blocks here. You can then switch to the smooth quartz block, place 1 to the left. And now I'm going to skip over 7 spaces. So on the 8th space, we're going to have another block of the smooth quartz. And then you should just have 2 more spaces remaining where the andesite's going to be. So this open space here is where the garage door will be. Now let's switch to the quartz pillar. I'll just go back over here to the left, right on top of this space of the andesite. I'm going to bring up 2 layers of the pillar quartz like that. Now let's switch to the light gray terracotta. I'm going to go right behind that pillar. Just work your way towards the back by 9 spaces. So this is just right along the edge of where we added the extra layers of the grass. So now, let's make sure we do have the bricks, and I'll just swap out the grass block for now. I'm going to head on over here, back up where we left off as the terracotta blocks. I'm going to go to the left of it, right here, and just continue working our way over towards the left, and we're going to start by placing 8 blocks of the bricks. Now we'll skip over 1 space here, and have 1 brick block. And then we'll skip over 2, so right here on this space we'll have another single block. And then we'll skip over 1 again, so starting right here, we'll continue working our way over towards the left by another 8. So now we have the start of the front side marked out. And here's another view from up above in case that makes it a little bit easier to see. We'll head on back over here where we left off the brick. We'll just go right behind it. We're going to start working our way towards the back. So right behind it here, we'll have another 2. We'll then skip over 2. So here on the 3rd space, we'll continue working our way towards the back by another 12 of the bricks. And then right here after that, we'll switch back to the andesite, and we're going to start some more of the andesite blocks here for the foundation. So now we have the left side all marked out there. Now we're going to have a little bit more of the grass layers here at the backside, since the house goes out a little bit further there for that section. So I'll just go ahead and flip around and face here at the backside. Let's switch to the grass block again. And I'll just look over here at the edge of where we left it off. And I just want to make sure to work my way over to the left until we're lined up with the 10th space. So I'm just right here lined up with this space, and I'm then going to bring it out by 10 spaces towards the back. So now you can see I'm just right here at the edge of where we left off the plot. We'll go ahead and just do the 2nd layer right on top of that. And now we'll go towards the left. So starting right here, we'll go ahead and have another 10 spaces. Do the extra layer. And now, we'll just work our way back in and connect it all together. And with that, I'll fill in all of the space throughout the middle. So now you can see this is just that extra little bit of space at the backside of the house that juts out, which is also raised up. So we just want to make sure to add these little bit of extra layers just to make it easier to place the house just right on top of it. Alright, so there we go. So now we have that out of the way, we can now jump back into marking out where all of the walls are going to be. So I'll just go ahead and start here at the back where we left it off. So we'll just jump right back into where we left off this single space of the andesite. So we'll go ahead and continue with that block. We're going to go towards the left of it and have another 3. Now we'll start working our way towards the back again. So just right here where we placed all of these extra grass layers. So just right here, we'll bring it back by another 10 spaces. And now to the left of that, starting here, we'll bring it over by another 9. Now we're going to start working our way back in. So just right here, I'll have another 2 spaces of the andesite. And then starting here, I'm going to go ahead and skip over 5. So at this space, we'll work our way in even further by another 3 of the andesite. Now let's go over towards the left of that. We'll have 2. And then we'll go out from the corner right here. We'll have 1. We'll then skip over 4 spaces. So right here on this space, we'll have another 1 here. And then you can work your way back in, have another 1 here, and then 1 more. And now you can see this final block should be lined up back up at the front where we left off the terracotta blocks. So we'll take a look at what we just did here at the back side. So you should just have a space of 5 remaining here, and the space of 4 remaining at that side. So this is what it's looking like here at the back. We'll head on back over here where we just left off that andesite. We'll go ahead and continue working our way up a little bit towards the front. So just right behind here. I'll go ahead and bring this over by another 2. Now I'm going to be sure to skip over another 4 spaces here. So at the 5th space, what I'll do is just place a block here, and then 1 going further out. We could then just replace that temporary block, so now we just have this lined up over there. I'm going to bring this over by another 2, so we have a total of 3 here now. So I'll make sure to take another look at it. So just right here at the back side again, we just added the additional 2 going out. We skipped over a space of 4 here, and then we have another 3 placed here. Now we're going to start working our way all the way back down to the same level as where the garage is going to be. So we'll just line up here where we left off this final space of the andesite. So we'll go right next to it to the left. Make sure we're going all the way straight down to the ground level. And I'm going to bring this over by 12 spaces. So now you should see that this final space is just right here at the edge of where we marked out the plot. You can now see that it should connect right back into where we left it off at the front side. So we'll just go ahead and connect this right together. And now we have the entire foundation of the house all completely marked out. I know some of the spaces were a little bit awkward, like this little bit here. But that's because all of this space right here is actually just going to be completely covered up anyway when we start adding the deck at the backside of the house, as you can see over at the original build. So I'm going to go ahead and flip around back up towards the front, and you can see here I'm just looking down from the front side. So this is the shape of the house. Now I'm back up at the front side where we first started. I have the quartz pillar, and now what we're going to do is just start bringing up all of the walls. So I'll just go here at the corner, right where the andesite is, and I'm going to bring up the quartz pillars by 7 spaces in height. And then over here at this corner, we already have 2, so we just want to make sure to do another 5 on top of it. So now it's just matched up over there to the right side. Now let's switch to the light gray terracotta. I'll look over here at the right, and just bring this all the way up to the same height as that pillar. Do the same here at the left, just right where we had that remaining space of the andesite. Now we'll go across the top with 2 layers going down. And then you can switch to the smooth quartz blocks, and we'll just go right where we already have them marked out, and bring this up along the sides and across the top, and then back down over here. So now we have the shape marked out for where the garage door is going to be here at the front. Now we'll just go ahead and continue working our way around. So just look here at the left. This wall is pretty simple. It's just a solid wall of the light gray terracotta, and for now we'll just bring it up to the same height as the rest of the walls. So just right here where we already have the terracotta marked out, we'll go ahead and just bring this all the way up to that same layer. Now let's go ahead and look here at this wall where we have all the brick marked out. I'm going to start with the quartz pillar and go over here to the corner. So just right here on top of this, I'm going to bring it up by 6 layers in height. And now, down at the bottom where we marked out all of the brick, I am going to be sure to add a second layer right on top of it. And eventually we will be going back with the granite and just adding a little bit of extra texture just to make the walls look a little bit better and more realistic. But for now, we'll just go ahead and do all of the brick. Now we're going to start marking out where the windows are going to be. So I'll look over here at this right space first. Make sure you have the white concrete. We'll go ahead and skip over these 2 spaces here at the right. So on the 3rd space, I'm going to bring this up by 4 in height. And then we'll skip over these 2 here. Have this going up by another 4 at this side as well. And then I'll have 2 upside down smooth quartz stairs across the top in between them. And then the rest of the space filled in with the white stained glass panes. We'll look over here at this space and do the same thing. We'll switch back to the white concrete again. Over here, we're just going to be leaving 1 space of the brick right next to where we left off the quartz. So here at this space, we'll bring it up by 4 again. Skip over the 2. Bring it up by 4 on this side. Then have the 2 upside down smooth quartz stairs across the top. And the rest of the space filled in with the white stained glass panes. Now let's switch back to the bricks. I'll just look over here at this side and fill in all of the remaining space around the window. And for now, we'll just bring it all the way up to the same height as where we left off that pillar over there. So it's going to be 1 block higher than this main wall here. So just right here where we have the brick, go ahead and just bring this straight across all the way to the other side. We'll fill in all of the remaining space over here, just on each side of the window. Go ahead and finish up this side. So now it's looking like this. Now we have this space right here down the middle, which is where our main entrance is, and just a couple more small windows on each side. So where we have the brick, we'll just go ahead and bring that all the way up to the top. And then you can switch to the smooth quartz stairs again. Actually, how about we just do the glass? So I'll just look here at the left, all the way down at the bottom layer. So this first layer here is actually where our floor level is going to be, where the porch is. So at the 2nd layer up is where we're going to be starting the glass. So you can bring this up by 3. And then I'll do another 3 right here at this space. And then over at this side, we'll do it again, just another 3 like that. So where we have this space of 3 is where the doorway will be. So what I am going to be sure to do is curve out the space at the bottom and at the top. The empty space here in the middle is going to be the dark oak fence. So we'll just go ahead and grab that real quick for now. Place it right there. And then I'll just kind of move that over. How about just move the glass out of the way for now, because we will need that fence again for the doorway over at this space here. But for now, this is what we have here at the front. So now right above all the glass, we'll go ahead and have another upside down smooth quartz stair. So a space right there. 2 spaces here for the doorway space. And then 1 more over here. And then we'll go across the top and fill the rest of that in with the bricks. And just remember, you should still just have another space right here down below it, which is where our floors are going to actually be. Now let's wrap around over here to the left and focus on this wall. So I'll just start by going all the way back here to the corner where we left off the andesite. With the quartz pillar, I'm going to bring up 6 in height. So we have that marked out for now, just the same height as the front side. Now how about we go back up towards the front? I'm going to switch to the bricks. And you can see we have the 2 spaces here, which will just be completely filled in all the way up to the top. And then at the left, I just have a single space right here. Now you can switch to the white stained glass panes. So I'll go ahead and grab those again. So at the left, remember we're going to be leaving the single space down here at the bottom. So at the 2nd layer up, we'll bring up the 3 of the glass panes like that. Curve out the bottom and the top. Have the dark oak fence for the handle. The 2 upside down smooth quartz stairs right above it. And the rest of it above that will be the bricks. And now let's continue with the bricks. we have the extra layer going across here at the bottom. And then we're going to have a small window right here next to the doorway. So make sure you do have the white concrete again, and for now, we'll just get rid of the dark oak fence. So with the white concrete, we just have the 4 going up at the right like that, just right up against the brick. I'll go ahead and skip over just 1 space. And we'll have another 4 here. We'll have the upside down smooth quartz stair at the top. The 3 white stained glass panes. And then all the rest of this wall will be filled in with the bricks. Now let's go ahead and wrap around over here to this space. So we're going to switch back to the light gray terracotta. So we just have the remaining space just right here. Go ahead and completely fill this all in with the terracotta blocks. Just bring it all the way up to the same height as this wall here. Now let's go ahead and look over here at this wall. Make sure you have the quartz pillar, and I'll just start at the corner. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up by 7 layers in height. So I just brought that up an extra block higher than the rest of the walls here where the porch will be. And now you can switch back to the light gray terracotta. We'll go across the bottom right on top of the andesite and just add 1 layer. And then we'll go up along the side where we have the pillar here. Bring it all the way up like that. We'll do the same here at the right side. And once again, I do just want to make sure it's 1 block higher. Now let's go across the top and connect them together with 2 layers. And now we're just going to have a couple windows here just side by side. So you can switch back to the white concrete, look at the right side, bring it up by the remaining 4 spaces, do the same at the left, and then we just have a single space right down the middle. And then we have the 2 upside down smooth quartz stairs at the top right in between them, and then the white stained glass panes for all the remaining space. And now, we'll flip around over here to this back wall. So, make sure to switch back to the quartz pillar again. We'll go here at the corner and bring it up by 7. So just to the same height as the other side. And then we'll have the layer of the light gray terracotta across the bottom. And then up along the sides right up against the pillar quartz. And then the 2 layers across the top. And now with the white concrete, I'll have the 4 going up on each side. And then the upside down smooth quartz stairs. And the white stained glass panes. Now we'll go ahead and wrap around over here to this side. So you can switch back to the light gray terracotta. We'll fill in the 2 spaces right here, just all the way up to the top. And we'll do the same for this entire corner space just right here. So 7 layers of the terracotta blocks. And now we'll go across the top with the 2 layers of the terracotta again. And then I'll have the upside down smooth quartz stairs right below that. So just 5 blocks wide. And then the white stained glass panes. We'll look here at the left. Bring it down by the 4 spaces. If you remember, once again, we're just leaving that single space down at the bottom again. Here at the right side, we'll do the same thing. And then what I'm going to do is add an additional layer going in here at this side and at this side as well. And then we'll curve out the space at the bottom on each side. This space right here will be the dark oak fence again for the handle. And then we have the 2 more remaining spaces above that. So as you can see here, we just have a large doorway, which has access to where the deck is going to be right here. Now for this space, make sure you have the quartz pillar again. So you can see we have these 2 single spaces of the andesite. So with the quartz, we're going to go right on top of those and bring it up by 6 layers in height. And now, we're going to make sure we're 1 block further down from that top layer. Make sure you have the smooth quartz stairs. We'll have these upside down going across. So we're going to have another doorway space right here, just like that one, except this one was 5 spaces wide. This one here is just going to be 4. So you can switch back to the white stained glass panes. Bring this down by 4 layers. So you can see we're just leaving that single space again. Bring it up here at the left as well. And then we'll curve out at the bottom. Have the dark oak fence for the handle. And the 2 spaces at the top. And now back to the pillar quartz again. I'll just go here at the corner. Bring this up by 7. And then we have the single strip right here with the light gray terracotta going all the way up to the same height as that pillar as well. Matching up over here at this side too. And how about we also go across the middle here at the top and just connect that terracotta together. And we'll be sure to do a little bit of the roof space remaining here in a second. We'll go ahead and just continue on with the rest of the walls, and that'll be kind of more towards the end of this first video. So we'll look here at this space first. Here at the right, we just have the 2 spaces, which is going to be filled in with the light gray terracotta, just all the way up to the same height as the wall. Go ahead and do the 3 spaces here at the left as well. We'll go across the top with 2 layers, just connect it together. And we're going to have the 4 upside down smooth quartz stairs across the top. Then we'll switch to the white stained glass panes. Have the 4 layers going up here at the left, leaving that space at the bottom. Same here at the right. Go ahead and curve out the 2 at the top, the space at the bottom, and this space here will be the handle again. Now, we can look here at this back wall, where the garage space is going to be. You can switch back to the quartz pillar. Just match it up to the same height as that front one. So here at the corner, it'll just be brought up by the 7 layers in height. And now the rest of this wall, all the way up to the same height as that quartz, will be completely filled in with the light gray terracotta. Just right here where we marked out all of the andesite. And now we have our final wall over here for the garage space. So we'll continue with the light gray terracotta. I'll go right on top of the andesite here and just add an extra layer going across. And then right next to where we have the pillar on each side, we're going to fill in 2 spaces and bring it all the way up to the same height. Go on over here to this side and do the same thing. And then we'll go across the top with the 2 layers and just connect it together. And now we're going to have 2 windows here for this wall. So make sure you do have the white concrete again. So we'll look here more towards the right side with the white concrete. Bring it up by the 4 remaining spaces. We'll skip over 2 and have another 4 going up here. Do the same at this side. And then we'll fill in all the remaining space throughout the middle. Whoops, hold up, not with the white concrete, with the light gray terracotta. And then the upside down smooth quartz stairs. and the white stained glass panes for the remaining space. So now we have this wall all marked out and done. So now there's just a few little extra things I want to finish up here for this first video. So that's going to be the garage door here at the front. We have that little bit of the roof space there at the back. Then the little bit of extra texture here with the granite. And then that'll be about it here for this first video. So let's go ahead and do the garage door here next. So first, I have the smooth quartz stairs. And I'm going to have one in each corner here where we shaped out the frame of the garage door opening. So just a smooth quartz stair in each corner. And now I have the iron trap door. I'm going to have one at the top, just right next to each stair. And then another one right below each one. Now what I'm going to do is make sure to grab the lever, which is something I forgot to grab. So make sure you do have that. And I'm going to go from the inside at that same layer where this trapdoor is flipped up. We'll go ahead and have a lever and flip it down so that the trapdoor then goes down. So I ended up creating this build before the pale oak blocks came out. So if you prefer just to have pale oak trapdoors here instead, it'll be a lot easier to place them since you don't have to worry about the levers here. But for the purpose of the tutorial, and since I did end up doing this originally, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it with the iron ones. Now make sure you have the dark oak stairs. And we now want to make sure we're one block further in from the edge of where we left off the wall here. So with the stair, I'm going to go ahead and place it here. Curve right into it. And have another one at this side. And then we'll have the full block of the planks right down the middle. And then the dark oak stairs all curving together flipped up here at this side. Now let's go ahead and have another layer of the dark oak planks right down the middle. Since we do have the tripwire hook here, we'll go ahead and place it there. So that's kind of like the handle to the garage door. And then we'll switch back to the dark oak stairs. And now we're going to be doing the same thing that we did here down below, except they're all now going to be upside down. So we could do the first two here. And then for the third one, we're just going to have to place a temporary block, and then place it right next to that. We'll do the same over here. So we'll have the first two, then the third one with the temporary block, and then just right next to it. And now back to the dark oak planks, we'll go right down the middle, bring this up by 3. Go up along the sides as well. And across the top with the 2 spaces on each side. And then we'll switch back to the dark oak stairs. We'll have one on the side, right here in the corner. Then another one curving into it. So still kind of following the same pattern that we did here. We'll do the same on this side. And then we'll have the white stained glass panes for the remaining space. And now we have our garage door here at the front side all shaped out and looking good. Now let's make sure we do have the granite. And we'll look here where we have all of the brick. I'm going to be adding extra texture just to make it look a little bit better. So, what I'll do is just not really worry about this bottom layer here since this is all just going to be covered up with our porch anyway. But all of the other blocks above that, what I'm going to do is just carve out a few spaces here and there where we have all of the brick, and just replace it with the granite. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I just think it adds a little bit of extra texture to the wall, just makes it look a little bit better and more realistic, but it's going to be up to you if you want to do this. So I have the front side looking a little something like this. We'll go ahead and wrap around over here to this side and do the same thing. And now we have this side all done. Now there's just one final thing that I want to be sure to do here in this video before we end it off. And that's just going to be this little bit of the extra roof space here at the back side right above this doorway. So I did also make sure to grab some smooth quartz slabs and dark oak slabs. I wasn't planning to do any of the roof here in this video, but I figured we might as well just go ahead and do this little bit, so I made sure to grab these blocks as well. I do also have all these extra blocks like the andesite wall, the trapdoors, and the anvils. I thought we'd have more time to be able to do all of the porch as well, but I think just all of what we did here for now is going to be enough, and we'll just leave it for part 2 for all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and do the little bit of the roof here. So make sure you have these smooth quartz stairs, and just right here where we were left off this top layer of the quartz, I'll go ahead and have some upside down smooth quartz stairs just wrapping around, leaving the corners empty. So now at the corner space is where the smooth quartz slab will be. So now you can see we have the overhang all marked out. On top of that, I'm going to have the dark oak stairs. And then at that same layer for all the remaining space throughout here, I'm going to fill in with the dark oak slabs. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that here for part 1 for this tutorial on how to build this traditional suburban house. If this did help you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 2.